Alright, hello, I'm Sami Laakso from Snowdale Design, and today I have on this side I have a quest star for this Lands of Galzyr demo. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. Yes, my name is Anton, and I'm from AntonVS board game YouTube channel. But yeah, it's mainly in Finnish, but it's interesting to get to speak in English for quite some time in YouTube videos. Haven't done this for a while, but let's see how it goes. But yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, it was like, well, over an hour ago when you asked me to come join you in this stream. So like, I'm very prepared for this, but yeah, I have my mug and my juice, so I have no problem here.
I just got an idea like a few hours before that it might be fun to have some guests here, and so I was like figuring out all the technical details to get someone from other side of the world, in this case other side of Finland, but yes. Glad that we could make it. And we're going to play a little bit of Lands of Galzyr here, and we are going to explain the rules like quite briefly. There are so many videos already on how to play the game, so we are going to quite skim through the rules quite fast and explain a little bit as we go, but the game rules are quite simple to understand and straightforward, so you should be able to understand quite well what we are doing while we're playing. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer them. And no one's complaining, so I believe both of our voices are okay and you can hear us.
Ville wrote, actually, music is pretty loud, but I'm not sure, have you fixed the music? I'm just looking at the chat here on my phone.
I can turn it a little bit down. I just know that Ville is quite sensitive on the music, and he wants it really down. I turn it a little bit down, and it should be better, I hope. And welcome to the stream, Ville and Mira.
Yes.
So here's the game board, and I was thinking that we're playing. Do we really want to play more again? There's so many streams already and so many how to plays on and gameplays of more. So why not? Let's swap him out for Geridai. So there's 4 adventures in total, and one of the reasons why you see so many gameplay demos of Mor and Ausala is because their starting quests have been completed, but Geridai's and Bumir's are not quite finished. So that's why I've asked that if you want to play like the very first game with an adventure, I've asked to play with those 2. But now we can try out Geridai, and we can play her in a way that we can imagine that we have already played a game or 2 with her, so her save slot will actually have multiple cards in it instead of just her special ability and the beginning quest. We are actually not even having her beginning quest because we have already played with her in a previous game, so to speak. So first of all, we do get her special ability, which is Power of Mind. We're not going to get more beginning quest, so I'll put that back. And we do get, let's put some semi-random quests here. So we have Smoldering Wood Part 1, we have Spyglass as one of our items, and our other item is Pocket Encyclopedia, which we had in our save slot. And we have also a second quest, Short Lease. I can show them in more detail in just a moment. On the notice board we have 3 quests. I'll mark their locations here on the game board. So one is in Arhin, one is in Teshun, and the final one is in Rienstum. From these two, from the game mode cards, we are going to use the Harmony card because this Discord one is only used if we play competitively. But well, obviously you can't do that alone, and we thought that it would be more streamlined for this our stream to have a single adventure, so we are sharing the responsibilities of playing with Gerida, maybe taking turns and taking suggestions from the stream. So I can just move one way and Anton can backtrack and we can just bounce around if we disagree where we should go.
Sounds awesome.
As for the month, we have here June, so it shows that we are using the summer side of the game board. And then we need to randomize the starting day, and for that we are going to use the storybook, and we are going to tell it that we are using playing in June, and it says that we should start with Friday, so let's do that. Pick two time tokens to mark how long we're playing. So with one player we are going to play 8 rounds. You might have seen some demos where they play longer, but that's one of the later balance updates that I have shortened the game a little bit. So that's pretty much our setup outside of deciding where we want to begin, because well, that's also something that you have probably seen in quite many videos, that you start on top of your starting quest. But when you're playing more with a character, second play onwards, you are going to start usually, if there's some other shenanigans going on, you're going to start on the game board itself. And for that we usually want to look at our quests on where we can resolve them and also where we can pick up new quests. So those are the 3 positions where we can now go and get new quests, and we have our current ones. First one is short lease. One of my tenants in Chabar hasn't paid her rent for quite some time. She refuses to leave the house despite my warnings and disturbs the neighborhood. Gerald, a Chabarian caretaker, will give further instructions on how to handle the matter once you meet him at my property. Signed by Karhos, the striped polecat noble. And this one can be resolved in Chabar, so to keep that we can keep in mind where we can resolve it. And our other quest is Smoldering Wood. Rovun, my employer, owns a large sawmill. A lynx named Hilemo is currently in prison for an attempt at burning it down. We believe Janka, a previous co-owner of the saw, to be behind the arson plan. Please find evidence to support our presumptions. Janka's firm is the logical place to start. Signed by Edrosia, the snowy old secretary. So our quest could be resolved in Yetzden and Chabar. Do you have suggestions where we should begin our game?
You asking me or the chat? Or
both? Well, you can answer faster than chat because they have a little bit of a delay.
It's actually quite small. Like I'm like, for this what we're using for me to see the screen, it's a bit blurry sometimes on the computer, but I'm seeing that it's like only a few seconds, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds delay on my phone. So it's actually quite nice that I can read better from my phone things. But yeah, like I don't know, just
so we could resolve we could resolve either of these immediately from Yetzden or Chabar, but from Rienstum we could also get a new quest.
Exactly. Yes. So I don't know, should we just get a third quest so we have all 3 quests? So should we just go to Rienstum and then go north from there?
Sure. Or we can decide after picking the new quest. So exactly. We're going to begin there, and during setup you can even pick up new quests. So we can already pick this out even before the play begins. With one player it doesn't really make a difference, but with multiple players we can refill the notice board, and the second player can then place and pick up quests. And our new one is this one is a Trienstum. My fruitful plan calls for execution. Success in it will lead to fame and glory for both of us. And signed by Olamide the Dodo. Some of these might be familiar to Anton because he also has a prototype copy, so he might have already played a few of these.
Yes.
I have, of course, seen none of these ever.
Yes, as a designer, why would you see your games inside? Exactly.
There's a renowned gentlefolk club in Sarevar that I visit regularly to meet with my elite friends. The hottest new trend is to show off by owning expensive and exotic fruits. Yaori, my contact in Hesembi, is renting pineapples. Can you get me one before joining me at Sarevar? Signed by Olamide the Dodo Entrepreneur. And that one can be resolved in Hesembi. So currently we have one to Jetsten, Zabar and Hesembi.
Yeah. Probably the Hesembi will be will not be our priority right now. Probably it's better
unless we figure out a faster way than going there by walking.
Exactly. I was thinking that those as you said, I have played this few times. Actually, today I played it first time. Well, yesterday I was checking the game board and stuff, but today I had a couple of plays of it, and only one of these quests I've done before, so it's quite interesting to see how it goes. And haven't actually used the areas of docks and stuff, so it's nice to hear that there might be a faster way of moving. So I'm guessing that the docks might be one solution. I don't know, but we'll see. But should we do something then? Go north, or I would suggest it.
Or so I'll take that. So we can go north, and welcome to the stream, Burmerch. And I again have no idea how I should pronounce your name, so I'll just try my best. But
yes.
Anton wanted us to head north, so we're going to there, and we have no quest cards or any places to visit, so we're going to draw an event card, which are hidden here behind Anton.
Yes, I will move away when you need to return.
So we are going to pick the first from the top, and currently it's actually Friday, so we are going to take the scene number 122, barring that it's been written, because some of these have not been. So let's go 122, and fingers crossed that it's been written. Yep, it actually is. Can you make out what it says on the screen, Anton?
Yeah, sure. I can read it.
Yeah, I've been already talking too much, so maybe it's your turn.
Sure.
Or you can even open the storybook in your own device and read there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then actually it's quite okay to read it, so I'll just read it from my phone here from the stream. While walking, a chinchilla runs past you, turns on heel, and clings to your leg. Help me, please, she squeaks. She barks at something behind you. I'm being followed. You have to help me. As portented, a larger polecat and a crocodile approach. Oh, no, it's for some reason a bit blurry in my stream, so I just read it from here. Crocodile approach you, eyes hard as they size you up. Bending down on his knees to match the chinchilla's height, the crocodile mockingly asks, "Who's your new friend there, sweetie?" "Yeah, you two look cute together," the polecat laughs, drawing her blade. Oh, it was a her, sorry. It was no very female voice there. Blade and giving
she
it
has
a
a
thrill.
deep voice.
Yes. Listen, stranger, just hand her over and you spend the rest of the day in one piece. The chinchilla refuses to let go of your leg. Thank you for defending me, as if she gave you a choice. Yes. Do you have underworld tag? Probably not.
Our tags are scholar, swim, spying, knowledge, literature, but no underworld. So
yes.
Now we have two options. We can either fight the thugs or we can intimidate the thugs. And well, already sad that we are not playing more because he's the boaster. He would give bonuses for the intimidate.
Oh god.
So we are on our own. For fighting, well, that's the worst thing that can happen to Keridai because we have no skill marks for fighting at all. And for intimidation, we have quite nice ones, but it's hard, so we would have to get at least 3 successes.
Yes.
Spyglass helps if we observe, explore, or sneak, and our pocket encyclopedia helps in knowledge skill checks, but neither of these is a knowledge skill check. Our special ability is Power of Mind. This is also the reason I wanted to play someone else, so you can see the different abilities. Imagination is said to be the most powerful weapon of them all. Peaceful nudes like the Keridai can be dangerous if provoked. And well, this is a once per game ability, but before a skill check we may swap the skill being tested with any skill we want. So for example, if we really wanted to fight these thugs, we could swap it, for example, for a knowledge skill check. We could like fight them with our mind, and we could even help use our pocket encyclopedia to help in that, because it's a knowledge skill check at that point. But maybe it's a bit early to use our one-time ability on the very first scene.
Yes. Do we beat up the? We have a good chance of like the intimidating the thugs, so I'm suggesting we go with that because we'll still have 4 of our special dice.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Yes.
So in each skill check, we first start with these black skill dice, which have a single success for all of them, and then we can substitute these for the ones that we have access to with our skill marks on our circle. And we always want to swap out the ones that are the exact same color and also the adjacent ones. So I'll go and take 4 away, take our communication 1, take perception and 2 knowledge. And just a quick recap on each of these special dice have 2 double icons for their own skill. So this is the knowledge here at the very bottom. So it has 2 doubles for knowledge, but it also has 2 singles for both of these adjacent ones. So in this case, survival, like this, and 2 communication, like this. So even this one is 2 times more likely to get us successes compared to the black base skill dice. So we're actually going to get all our special dice for this roll, and let's hope for the best. That's 2, but there's difficulties are easy, medium, hard, and you would like to get 1, 2, or 3 successes, and 2 is not enough to succeed. But we also, fortunately, we have a single reroll that we can always take if we want to, but it forces us to reroll everything if we choose to do it. And well, if you don't object, I think we should roll everything because we didn't have 3.
Sounds good.
If we were more with his boaster attack, we would have gotten 3. But let's see. That's still 2. Well, not much we can do anymore because the power of mind has to be used before the skill check. So, it has a book icon, and we always pick the first outcome from the left that matches our roll. And well, we have here 1 book, so we're going to pick that one.
Awesome. While the underworld is a cutthroat place, it is not without its structure. A whole set of clandestiny rules are at play that the criminal element adheres to it in some way. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. It sounds like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie there. If you know the Pirates Code reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
if you
2 options.
Yes.
We can recall our underworld knowledge, or we can continue intimidating. And if we choose to recall, each streetwise tag would give us 1 success. Ausala has streetwise tag but well, we are not Ausala either. So we are not going to get that bonus, but we can either recall or continue intimidating. What do you say?
Well, we have much better chance of getting books than those, so I think we should recall your underworld knowledge, because that would be easier, maybe.
Let's try that. I was already sure that we failed, but because there's so many stories that even while this excess story is my creation, I don't remember. It has been so long, and there are so many that even I didn't remember that there's this secret book option here. So good for us. But
shows the replayability. Even the maker is surprised.
So I swapped one of our. I took away the perception die because it doesn't have any knowledge icons on it. And with recall, I'll show our pocket encyclopedia because we can now use that one here. It's in knowledge skill checks. We may reroll up to 2 dice and convert up to 2 books into 2 successes each. So we can basically double our successes for if we get books. And we have 2 rerolls.
Yes. This card is like, I felt it is like so powerful, especially with the what was the name of the character? Gerda, yeah. Like, yeah, it's like if you just get 2, it's like basically 4 books, and it's like almost always a success if it's a book.
Yeah, like this side alone is 4 successes.
Exactly.
I just randomly picked 150 from the library to like have some items for Keridai, and it just happened to be the pocket encyclopedia.
Yes, we don't mind.
But there are other cards also which are like similar to this for different skills, and you can always like change up Keridai to have 2 in a different one from knowledge. So you can like make Keridai have many like might skills and survival and thievery if you want to play her as such. But this is what he starts with. So now we'd like to get at least 2 books, or well, a single book we can already double up. All right.
Awesome.
So that's like
7 books.
we can double 2 of these. So both of like these we can double, but these we can't. So that's already 7. And we have 2 rerolls from the book. So why not let's reroll these just for fun.
Overkill. No.
Yeah. Well, 7 should be enough. We do know the rules of the undercurve, even if we can't intimidate them.
Exactly.
So 4+.
The book smart is okay. But trying to skim through your memories for something useful, you recall that criminals can exchange jobs in place of money. You tell the duo that if they leave the chinchilla alone, you will do their next job for them, okay? Tapping the edge of his snout for a few seconds, the crocodile nods. An acceptable trade. He hands you a note with details on this endeavor. Pouting, the polecat puts her blade away. Bah, no fun. As the 2 ruffins leave, the chinchilla dances around. Around you. She explains she had to borrow money from their boss to survive, and he is asking for more in return that she can ever get. You tell her you do not need a reward and send her on her way as you look over the note. No need, we get the prestige we need.
We get a lot of stuff. So welcome to the stream, Liane and Pierre. And from top to bottom, we get 1 prestige. Well, it's easier to mark if I actually have our prestige token here. So we start with 0, and now we're at 1. Then we get a random 99 from the library, and it's a quest card. Well, it's the job that they were going to do, but we like thought that we can do it, we can handle this. So we got a herbal recovery part 1. Herbal tea is one of the most luxurious products we make at Alluring Shrubs and Herbs. It's my job to cultivate and take care of the drying process of the leaves. I've detected lost packages in bookkeeping. With patience, I track down their likely location. Signed by Gemalak the rough-tailed gecko horticulturist. And what do you... It's actually in Jedsten, so we have 3 quests and we can only hold up to 3, so now we have to abandon one. We probably want to save this because we are actually going to Jedsten.
Exactly.
And the other ones, that's also in Jedsten, so we want to probably save that. Do we just throw away the one that's in Hesembi?
Yeah, I was thinking that would be probably the logical thing to do.
Yeah, and also I forgot to put one additional quest because we picked one during setup, so I'll place a new one. Goes here, but now when you abandon a quest, you simply do whatever it says here at the bottom next to the crying ocelot, and in this case it's placed on the notice board. And whenever quests are placed on the notice board, they go the private side down or the public side up. So I'll do that, and it's from Rienstum, and usually it has just 3, but it can have more if people abandon their one quest, and the game will come with 6 of these quest tokens, so you should always have enough to mark their locations on the game board.
Would it be actually that if now you take a quest and the next time we take a quest from the quest board, we don't fill it up, or do we fill it up to form?
Yeah, we only fill it if it goes below 3, we fill it back to 3.
Awesome.
And finally it asks us to return the drone event 82, so this one, back to the library. Quite often these events go back to the event deck, but in this case it asks to put it into the library, and I'll do that, and then we take 177, which is another event card, and shuffle it into the event deck, and that's the end of scene. And I'm going to steal your event cards for a moment.
Sorry.
And hide them again behind you. So now that's done, we move to the Saturday, and same in the storybook. Yep, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say about for some reason when I'm using that with my phone, I have some glitch on it that if I like end scene, it always jumps back to the that it's like what day it is. It always jumps back to the one it's like was originally. So I'm just thinking that is there some like there's probably significance for the app to know which like event which day it is, because for some reason when I'm on the phone, I can quickly show you. It's like I don't know if it's
this turned like, into debugging session really fast.
Yeah, apparently. Yes, if it said I was on a Friday, now it changes to a Sunday. Now if I go to some scene here, click OK. I just click for the 000, which is the demo one, and click through it. No. Just so that I get the end scene. And now when I click the end scene. Okay, I can't even click it because it's my coordinations. Then, actually, now it works again. For some reason, we had, like, when we were playing this with my wife, we were having problems that it always jumps back to the one, and then we were, like, ignoring the day because we were thinking that it was not significant, but it's good to know that it's apparently significant, that the app also knows what day it is, because...
I also have a newer version. You can see on the screen that this is 0.13.8, and you probably have 0.13.0.
Yeah.
So I might have fixed something that caused that issue.
Yeah,
but I can't. You can't use this with your version because there's stuff that refers to things that I have already changed to this one.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you can repeat the bug at some point, you can try to record a clip or show it to me later.
Yeah. Sure.
Because the same number can have different stuff happening based on both the month and the date that you're playing it. So that's
Okay.
why the storybook is keeping track of both of those.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I have to see does it repeat or was just some one-time glitch or something. But yeah, good to know that it's like not a common problem because at least
Mira thought that she had a couple of times it happened to her as well. So I should definitely try to replicate because I haven't seen it in my testing, but I just try to look into it and see if I can fix it.
Awesome.
So we probably now want to go to Yetsten, and we have 2 quests. We can either go the Smoldering Wood, where there's some stuff about a sawmill, and then we have a herbal recovery that we just got from the crooks, where we're gonna go and help retrieve some herbal tea.
Yes.
We probably do both, I guess. Do you have ideas which ones would you like to do first, or would you like to visit for temples, gardens, or market at Yetsten?
Like I usually want to play the stories through, so I would really want to see where this taking the job from the thieves goes to. So like I really like these that the game has these like kind of like chapters or something. How would you describe this? Like connected events or these like stories that. Yeah, so I would just really want to see where this goes. When
we were lucky to get this one because there are many 99 cards, and this one was to Yetsten, so it could have been like go to Hesempi, and well, we're not going there right now, but maybe later. But we're just going. Well, it makes sense because the crooks were like, "Hey, this is a job that we are going to do, but you take care of it." So we can at least keep our word and go and do it.
Yes. And I think like in a character-wise, probably Gerida is probably thinking about this because it was just a recent event. So I think he has forgotten already about the other stuff that he had to do there.
So she might think that
yes,
it is she. So we got lucky on our previous encounter that we didn't get pummeled because of the hidden option. And Gerida said, "Is it a good idea? Follow this through? Maybe not."
Yes. Yes. But our book smart has shown that we can like do things. So
yeah, and
we don't need power. We just need brain.
And we still have our power of mind.
Exactly.
Bill Boyd asked, "Does the solo mode control just one character?" Yes. No matter the player count, each player will control just one character, and same goes for the solo. If you play solo, you control one. We are here demoing, like we are 2 of us, but we are sharing the control of Gerida. Usually when you play with 2 players, you would of course both have your own characters, but we thought that it might be better for this demo stream where we can just follow through one story of Gerida instead of jumping between 2, because and also it goes a little bit faster compared to 2-player games, so we don't overstay our welcome in the stream. But let's go recover some herbal. So it's 258, the scene number. 258. Do we take turns? Do we take turns reading, or do you want to read more?
I can read more. I was just thinking, which month was this? So like, I can't quite see it. Is it June or July?
We are playing June.
Yeah, so I can read it on my phone. Yeah. So I was just thinking that, and we start, and this day is now
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now 258. You walk around the gardens looking for Gemelek and find him inside a watering tea plants. The gecko's face lights up when you tell him who you are and present him with the letter. "Great, we can get started," he says. "I suspect the nearby store is swindling, alluring shrubs and herbs. The company I work for. The bookkeeper shows missing leaf packages. I'm thinking the store grabs a few extra boxes every time they restock. He then gestures you to follow him outside. You walk around the corner and stop behind a building with a walled storage area next to it. The gate is locked. This is the place, Gamefound says. Maybe you open the gate from the other side. You have to be quick. We have less than half an hour before the guard comes back from his round. For some reason, he was very cheery. I have no idea where that voice came from. Okay, do you have a flight tag?
We are not Ursula, the River Kingfisher. We are just asked all the time ask the other adventurers. So yes. We do not have. We could also get the flight tag from a companion, but we have not been able to find a flying companion. So we have two options. We can either unlock the gate, which is easy thievery, which we could use our perception skill mark to help us a little bit, or we can climb over the fence, which is a bit harder, but we would get a little bit better dice for it.
Yeah.
And
or we can use the power of
power of mind, of course. And spyglass and pocket encyclopedia, they don't help with either of these.
Awesome.
It's not awesome.
Yes, probably. This is kind of interesting question because it's like easy, but we have smaller probability of making it, and then it's the medium. And now a mathematician would calculate the dice and what is the probability, but no idea. Yeah. I think the climbing is funner, so probably do that, but it's harder. You can decide. Or the chat, the first person in the chat can comment which one is better. So because I feel like probability-wise these are probably similar ones.
So first message on chat, and we'll go with that. I think there's also a polling feature on YouTube that if there's some really tasty decision, we can make a short voting for people to vote on which one of they want to pick, but maybe this is not the tastiest of the options here.
Yes.
Welcome to the stream, Triple, and they said unlock the gate, so unlock it is. And we are going to use 4 black dice and 1 perception, and we're looking for at least 1 thievery. Well, that's already 2, so I'd recommend we are happy with that and not reroll.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Ooh. It's asking if any items with a weapon tag were used. Ooh. We did not use any items at all, but if we used any item with for unlocking and it had a weapon tag, we would have to click either the 0 or 1+, but we didn't, so we're going to with 1 and 2 outcome.
It takes you some time, but eventually you manage to open the lock. The gecko keeps looking around. Actually, I'm gonna read it from here because sometimes it goes a bit blurry there, but okay, now. The gecko keeps looking around nervously. Good, it's open, but we don't have much time left. The guard could come around the corner at any moment. Let's see, does it come around the corner at any moment?
Or exactly half an hour.
yeah. Exactly. There are countless containers around the backyard, either stacked on top of each other or on shelves. Gamefound quickly spots 2 larger crates with a tea leaf logo stamped on the side. There! 2 of the missing crates! We have to take them back. At least the crates themselves are too large. The crates themselves are too large to carry around. Could we force these open? The gecko keeps looking around. A few smaller parcels are missing too. They won't be easy to find, but they do have our company logo on them. Whatever we do, we must do it quickly. If you search its scent tag.
That's Boomir's. Boomir has a good sense of smell.
So we have the worst character here, right?
Yeah, I think we have like now gone through all the other adventures would have helped us in some way in one of the scenes, but not get it.
Exactly. Yes.
So we can either force the boxes open or search for smaller containers. And forcing would be really hard. We have no skill marks at all. And searching.
Did we have a search icons? Some search tag somewhere, I think.
Our spyglass only helps us with the observe, explore, or sneak.
Okay.
So our items won't help us in either of these unless we choose to use our power of mind.
Yeah. But it's probably search for smaller containers. We have a one actually the like good die for it, and the blue die will help it also. So
basically, the question is: do we want to spend our power of mind or not? If we would, I think then we might want to go with forcing and using it like changing it to knowledge, because then we could have like really good dice and use our pocket encyclopedia, and it would only be a medium skill check.
Yeah, that's true.
If we want to spend our brain power on this one.
Kinesthetically open the boxes, or what do you call them? They go telepathically open boxes.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Yes. Yeah, let's go for it. I would say so. That we force the boxes open to the
so
knowledge.
We're going to use the power of mind. So now we can imagine that the forcing is knowledge skill check, and it's a green one. I leave this here for the moment as we're using it. And thus we can, we can always use any dice we want, but we usually don't want to use dice that have no successes on them for the skill that we're being checked. But now we can use these, and we're looking for books. And Pocket Encyclopedia even doubles 2 of our books, so it should be a cakewalk. Well, should be.
Not really.
Think harder. Think harder.
For some reason, the box aren't opening when we're thinking about them. Yes.
We thought a little bit harder. We got that. But we can still.
Well, barely we got it open, right? And we have the. But can we use it? So we first reroll, and then we can like.
Yeah. Now we can use the 2 die reroll, and we can try to reroll these. These have betrayed us already twice. Will they betray us a third time?
Yes.
This is so crook that I think I'm going to roll it again instead of cheating.
Yes.
Well, that's
okay. That was
good. So now we are at 5, because this is we can double both of these, and then that one is a 1.
Yeah.
So we are forcing, and we got 4+, and I'm returning this to the library.
Okay. You manage to open both the crates, and you see they are full of tea leaves. The smell is delicious, and Gemelek hurries you to start gathering them into the bags he brought. You manage to fill multiple bags when you suddenly hear approaching footsteps. "Time for us to go!" Gemelek whispers. Oh, whispers. It was more of a shout there. But it had an explanation mark there at the end, so how do you whisper loudly? No, whatever. Outside the wall, Gemelek thanks you. "Here, a token for my gratitude." The gecko gives you an item that seems oddly familiar to you, as if you have seen it before. Perhaps on one of the shelves of the storage area. You gain 2 prestige. Ooh, yes. And we get some stuff too.
2 prestige, we're going up to 3. Nice start. And we're going to place the 99 herbal recovery to the vault, actually. So the card tray has different compartments, sections. So we have upcoming quests, we have library, which is these brown dividers, which has all the cards in numerical order. And then at the very back we have vault, and we are going to put this over there. And if we are ever asked to take a card from the library and it's in a vault, we are not going to take it. So it's just a place for cards to go, that aren't going to be used for a while.
Yes.
And then we also get card number 14. And if there would be a partner, which is obviously impossible with solo play, but if there were, they would be able to help us during the scene, and they would also be now rewarded with 2 prestige. So this is the card 14. We got drums. They have a music tag. While cumbersome to howl around, drumming can prove instrumental in surprisingly many situations. Pangolins in particular enjoy the novelty of a momentary rhythm in their lives. And now if we ever explore, intimidate or recall, we get some rerolls.
Awesome.
So we have space, so why not? Let's put it in our inventory. We have space for 3 items, and then if we get more, we are forced to discard one of them until we are back to 3.
Did you ever consider for solo play that there would be some dummy partner going around, that you could actually get help from a computer in a sense?
Well, there's going to be, because the game is already proven quite successful on Gamefound, we have plans for an expansion which would include 2 additional characters, and one of those characters is actually going to be a duo, so it's 2 characters in one, and their special ability will do something about assisting and partnering up.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, it like what I've noticed in these games, that it's basically like you can survive on your own, but it really helps sometimes to have if the quest is totally out of your league, that it's totally not your, but well, probability-wise, you can always always you have a small chance of making it. It's never impossible, but it's very unlikely sometimes.
Yeah, especially if you think that the quest has nothing to do with your current skills. You might want to team up with someone who has skills on the other side of the circle, or different kinds of items at their disposal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Ville. And no, drums do not give automatic success to any skills, but it has really strong rerolls. But we can take a look at what we might want to keep if we get a 4th item at that point, but we had the room, so why not save it.
Good.
So now we are going to move to Sunday. I'll do same on the storybook. You have your own storybook there as well, so this is even a demo of sorts where multiple people can use the storybook on their own devices if you want to, and as long as you're keeping the month and day in sync, your stories will be identical. There's no randomization between that.
Yep.
So do we want to resolve our second quest on here, or visit some locations, or move back to Rianstone for quests or something? The visitable places in Jetstone are again temples, gardens and market.
This is the interesting thing of the game that I've noticed, is that even though we would choose a boring place like a market or something, then it might end up to have this an epic adventure inside it. So it's you have too many good options to choose from.
We try to make every place interesting and have something cool to happen from time to time.
Yeah. But I like the thing also that in markets and stuff, that you there might be a cool story, but you can always kind of skip it. If you just want to buy something, you can if I don't remember what place it was, but it was this similar. You could buy do the epic adventure and help out, or you could just do the ordinary things that you went there for the first place. So it was a good design choice there. But I think with this introduction, should we just test some place was the middle one gardens? Did you say?
Yeah, so there are temples, gardens, and market.
Should we go check the gardens and appreciate flowers or something?
So we can go there. I can show before we go. So it's the middle one. So Jetsten is like a city built inside in a mountain and carved from a mountain, basically. So here's some sort of hanging gardens, so to speak. So let's go there. That's the scene number 2. Well, actually, let's go there.
The garden is beautiful. You have never seen anything like it. Bushes full of berries, flowers of all colors, tree branches bending under the weight of ripe fruit. You see a polecat tending to the garden. She has already noticed you and approaches to greet you. My name is Heliden, and I am the head gardener here. She sees you're still astounded by the beauty and abundance of the garden. It really is something to behold, isn't it? A result of hard work, mind you. There might actually be something around here you could lend a hand with. How about picking some harvest? We could also find something inside if that's something you prefer. What do you say? So, do we go pick some fruits, or do we go inside? And inside means where exactly? Because I thought we were in a garden, but yeah.
Well,
probably there's some greenhouse or something.
Yeah, well, she just says that we could also find something inside if that's something you'd prefer. So yeah. I guess we would like on the card we can see that we could walk inside the gardens and see whatever is in there.
Yeah. Probably if we gather some fruits and berries, we might get some like money out of it. We have like the initial 10, so yeah. So
maybe we don't need money. Well,
yeah.
Let's go inside.
Let's go inside. You enter a great hall lit by enormous windows and skylights. The light is redirected around the hall with mirrors, providing energy for the countless rows of plants the other gardeners are tending to. Next to the wall sit many barrels full of fruit waiting for their content to be crushed into wine, jelly, medicine, and many other products. Heliden shows you around the caverns, telling you that there is more work to be done than her helpers can cover. Just this morning I saw that my newest worker hadn't noticed that some of the berries he filled the barrels with were rotten. You know the saying, and we have to get the bad berries out of those barrels before the whole batch is spoiled. Then there's herbs to be mixed and not enough hands. She then points at the hare by the cavern wall who seems to be waving at you. That's Poswawa. Okay, I'm gonna say that name like Poswawa. Always looking for someone to test her potions. Claims they give her the gift of foresight. I suggest you keep away if you are not sure about the strength of your stomach. Oh god, are we gonna take some herbs? Okay, and now we have options. Yes.
Let's talk. Let's try. We'll try the voting option.
Okay.
Just want to see how it works. I tried. Did it show some sort of voting on the chat, or did I click some? Now it shows, I think.
Yeah, I'll just quickly check.
So everyone can now vote if they would like to search, mix, or talk.
Ooh. Yeah.
And we'll give this like a couple of moments for people to vote.
Okay.
See what they would like to do. If we search, Spyglass does not help with searching. Neither does Pocket Encyclopedia or Drums. So we would be on our own on our skill marks, and the difficulty is unknown, so we have like no idea how hard it is.
Yes,
if we
probably think it's
mixing herbs would be like our jam, but we could also go to talk to the hare.
Oh god.
And I think that should be enough for people to have time to vote. So
Was that actually some free YouTube thing, or like I haven't seen this kind of like in YouTube? Like, are you was this from like YouTube Studio, or how did you get that like voting?
Yeah, it's in this YouTube Studio, so I have like my chat window, and below it I have like button for emojis, and I also have button for voting. I didn't think it existed before I saw that Rob's Game Table used it in their stream. It might be quite new, so I wanted to give it a try. So let's stop the voting.
You should try that too sometime.
And I think it should like show the results. Alright, now it shows like searching got 3 votes and no votes for mixing or talking.
Oh god. Okay.
So searching it is.
Yes.
And items don't help. Our mind is already burned, so we don't have our power of mind, so we're just going to use our dice. And we don't even know how hard this is, so...
Brought some berries.
We're going to talk to the berries.
Do we trust with the one eye, or...
What do you want? We don't know how hard it is. We haven't just.
I think we can. Yeah, I think we can draw a gun. Was it that we didn't have a search? We didn't have anything that helps in searches.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
Yeah. Okay.
And people
I'm
have
suggesting
voted.
we throw again. Yeah. I'm suggesting we throw again because like we should get at least 2 out of this.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 3. That's good.
Nice.
That should not get us the worst option at least.
Oh god.
So let's reveal. With 3 we get. There was actually the best one was 6+. We did not get 6, and unfortunately not even 4, but we did get 2.
Okay. Yeah, better than one at least. So. A more tedious job you have ever undertaken, but you managed to separate a pile of clearly spoiled berries from the rest. The smell of them is making you sick, marking the end of the job. Evident thanks you and pays you. Most of the batch is going to be bad, but at least we managed to salvage some of it. You gain 5
even throwing some shade on us.
Yes.
We did our best. So we're going to 15.
Awesome.
Going to Monday.
Yeah. Okay.
Monday.
So that was now we have a lot of money, so we don't have problems with that, at least for now.
Yeah. Maybe we now go to the quest.
Yep, sure. Let's go.
So this is now we are going to visit Janka's firm, and we think that Janka is behind some sort of arson plan, and we are going to try to look for evidence to support that. And the scene number is 143.
Okay. Following your only lead, you make your way to alluring shrubs and herbs, Janka's company. It is a fairly small building located some way off the city center, and as one might have guessed, seems to deal in spices and various flavors of ornamental plants. Wondering if you should just slip in and look around, you peek inside the front lobby. It seems quite busy. There is an artwork clerk behind the counter and a number of customers and a couple of workers hurriedly carrying boxes to and from door to the side. Surely enough, a placard on the door says that they are hiring. Perhaps that's your way in. Do we try to get a job, or do we just sneak in the building?
I already created a poll, so people can vote if they want to. If they want to try to get a job or sneak inside.
At least we have no. At least we will get one like good die for the sneaking inside.
If we try to sneak, our spy class would get us 1 reroll.
Okay,
so that might help a tiny bit if people try to make our life harder.
Exactly.
So there should now be a voting, a poll in the chat, and you can vote if you would like us to try to get a job in Janka's Alluring Shrubs and Herbs company, or if we should try to sneak inside the building. No, I'm not. Oh. I'm not sure if you can see like what's the current situation with because I can see like how what's the percentages between them, but I'm not sure if people can see them before I end the voting.
Yeah, I think you have to like vote yourself, so you can see it. Like at least for me, that when I'm looking at from the phone, I have to vote for it to actually see the percentages.
And you don't want to vote, I guess.
Yes. Yes. So
I think that should be enough. So ending the voting, and there, maybe that same 3 people were voting this time again, but should show the results in the chat now. Yep. So sneaking got more, so we are going to try to sneak inside the building. People want to make our lives harder, I think.
Oh god. Okay. No. For your entertainment.
So we don't have too good dice here, and we would like I have to get 2 successes with this.
Well, it's not impossible. At least
it's not impossible. So we're looking at hands again. We're like trying to talk ourselves in. We got 1.
Very talkative.
So now it's a tough choice. Do we want to reroll everything or use the single die reroll from our spyglass? Because we did get the success from one of these like worst dice, and we could. It's 1/3 to get the second one from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm suggesting we just roll all the dice and then, like, because, well,
whatever you say.
Yeah, last time we got 3 when we got this one, so the same logic would apply here. Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, we did get 2.
Good. Ooh, yeah.
And then we can still use spyglass to reroll this one to see if we get even the 3rd one. Yeah, no 3rd one, but we did get 2, which is well, it's not 6. It was the best possible.
Whoa.
So we are going to do between 2 and 5.
Okay, you successfully infiltrate the lobby and covertly observe the proceedings. Notably, a lynx occasionally peeks her head out of the curtain behind the counter and orders the workers to do something. That must be Joanka. You manage to peek behind the curtain, seeing the lynx behind a large desk in an office of sorts, although crammed with a stack of botanical produce. But you can't find a way inside unnoticed. Joanka or someone else seems to be nearby at all times. Your best bet is to come back later after closing times. Okay. We shall come back later. You keep watch outside until you see the employees leave. Approaching the building again, you see that it is indeed empty, but for some reason the front door is still unlocked. Slipping inside, you hear the reason why. Sounds coming from Joanka's office. Peeking inside, you see a female lynx behind the desk, rummaging through drawers, but it is not Joanka. There is someone else looking to uncover her secrets. Search the office after Lynx leaves. Why talk to the Lynx? Interesting.
We have no items for searching, but we have relatively good dice. Or we could simply go and talk to her.
At least our dice previously have shown that we are very talkative, that we would want to use like our ability to talk to people, but yeah, I'm open for searching, but it's clearly like right now more difficult. But it might we might end up in a fight or something with the Lynx if we try to talk with it because yeah. But who knows?
So use success. We go search the office.
Sure. Like probably, if we would do a poll about this, people would probably say this anyway. So like,
they just want to see us burn.
Yeah. So like, in that way, why not just give what people want anyway?
So we're looking for ice and hopefully at least 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's 3. I would be happy with that.
Yeah. And do we have any search stuff? No.
No.
We don't. Yeah,
no, we don't. We're all the time searching, but unfortunately we don't have any search items.
Yeah.
And now if we go to get some search items, then we're not going to get any search options.
Yes. Exactly.
But we got 2 and between 2 and 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. After a while, the lynx leaves empty-handed, but her search didn't seem thorough enough to you. Ignoring the various business reports you went through, you dig deeper. In one of the drawers, you find Joanka's notebook, suspiciously stashed under a stack of papers. Browsing through, you find an interesting entry. Hilemo failed. Send someone else to Shabar to finish the job, followed by a list of names all crossed out. Having found your evidence, you get out before anyone else shows up. Okay, we get prestige and like stuff from the library. 1 card.
Yep. So 1 prestige. We go to 4. I returned the 148, which was the card that we took this scene from, and we also get 252. I'm gonna move to Tuesday, and here as well. And the new card is Smoldering Wood Part 2. After visiting Janka's firm, you have collected enough evidence. Janka's indeed guilty of sending Hilemo to burn down the top log sawmill. You should report to Edrosia at the headquarters of the sawmill, and that's in Chabar. And well, our short lease is also in Chabar, so I guess we're heading there.
No problem. But did you have like I was thinking that for the day changing, that is it like completely impossible, or have you been trying to figure out a way that the app would know when like that you would like click like, okay, we would have like a 2-player game, and every time we click end scene that it would automatically move the day to the right position?
I have thought about that, but there's few reasons why I haven't at least yet done it. One is that if it does it automatically, you can really easily then forget this one, because one of the auto is automatic and one is not. And the other is that like now we are using 2 books, you're using 1 and I'm using 1. And what if I don't use mine on your turn and you don't use your on your turn, and then do we tell it that we are playing 1 player or 2 player, and then it would like mess up because it doesn't quite know how many there are. So for now I haven't made it automatic because of those reasons.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking that the upkeep like we when we were having the problem with the app, so we were like ignoring the day. Probably we did have some adventures then like differently than was supposed to happen, because we had like the day was all the time coming back, so that's why we are ignoring the app. But now that I know that it's like important to actually have the right day on the app too.
I should really try to figure out what's causing it to like reset.
Right now it's not having problems. I don't know, is it because I clicked like the when I was with the phone, when you're trying to click the numbers here, you like, if for example we had the scenario 2 previously, and there is the start over button right underneath, because with the phone it doesn't have like you would have to understand to click the check mark at the bottom here. So when I click the start over, it starts the like the quest, but then when you finish it, then it goes to the like it lets you do it to the end, but it like, so this was actually my wife's, like she was asking like, do you have any way of communicating to Sami that like if he could like put a button there that like to next to the number that like go or something.
I thought about that, but I thought that it would look slick when there's no extra buttons because you can click like the button on your keyboard. But I have seen other people trying to find that same, like where do I click? You can also just click out of anywhere basically, and it will also go there. But I should probably add a button like go here next to it. I could do it like it doesn't show up until you have inputted some numbers. So it doesn't like look so ugly when you aren't using it, but when you do use it, then it like pops up the button there. Maybe that's a way to go. I think that might be the reason why it's resetting the day and month for you and Mira, because I have never done it that myself. So
and if there could be after you click start over, you could have a confirming click that are you sure you want to do this, because like it was like 3 times that I cursed in the game, like damn it, again I clicked the start.
It's on,
there's a button underneath, so but it's
on a larger screen it's not that big of a problem because it's so far away, but with the mobile it's closer to everything else, so it's definitely something that I can improve. It's always because I know how it works, so I just use it. It's a different thing when I see other people use and they are struggling. Like, why don't you know that?
Yes.
Like the similar thing was in these scenes. Like, if you misclicked something, they were like, "What do I do? What do I do?" Well, I was going to 9, so I can just click 9 right now if I misclicked that and going to go here. Or how do I go back? Well, you can always scroll up and then there's the home button right at the top. But people didn't know it, or it was really cumbersome if you're already really low here in the list. So I added this arrow to the top, so you can always go back from there.
Yep.
So some of things that I know how it works, so I sometimes can be blind to some of those things.
And with the mobile phone, you don't have the list of those like the passages. So in a way, that was a good add-on.
Yes, the arrow actually, the arrow was there for mobile, but I didn't have it for larger version because you can always scroll up and go to the home. But because the home button isn't visible, people don't know that it is there. So I added it to both versions.
But not, right now it's not even like I'm trying to reproduce the bug, but right now it's working again fine. So I have no idea what we did. But if it comes up, we'll tell you. But for now, it seems to be okay.
It might be something with the start over button.
Yeah. But yeah, sure. So we were on a Tuesday. Yes.
Yep, and we are probably going towards Jabbar because we had 2 quests there. So let's move 1-2. On your turn, at the beginning of your turn, before taking a story, you can always move up to 2 spaces, and these last locations are counted as a single space. So you could move from here like 1 and 2, all the way here if you wanted. But now we are going to take a scene, event behind Anton as usual, and it's Tuesday, so not Monday. But we are in a forest, so we are going to take the scene 54. And can you go open your Discord and use the link that I posted you and use that for your storybook, because it's a newer version that's matching this version that we're playing. But with your prototype, use the one that you are already using. There's like two versions. One is for the prototype, which I can't update, which people have on. But this one that I have, this is like an even newer version, so I have a new storybook.
Yes. Cool.
And we are going 54.
Yeah, so it was June and Tuesday and 54. Yes.
And it's asking if the library has 282, and I'll just check, and it does have it. And it doesn't ask to take it away or anything, it just asks if it has it. And it has, so we're going to click yes.
Okay. You're making your way through the woods when you hear a faint, desperate meowing noise coming from somewhere nearby. A short investigation reveals that the cries are coming from a copse of nearby trees. Trekking over you see an orange cat yawning on a branch near eye level, but the sad meowing is coming somewhere above you, near the treetops. The orange tabby purrs lazily at you under the brim of his hat, curious as to why you'd disturb his nap. Kenzie is at it again. Little Rotter loves to climb. Coming down on his own, not so much. I've tried to teach him not to only go as high as he has courage for, but you know kittens. The cat does an enormous, very satisfying looking stretch, ignoring the piteous meowing coming from above as he scratches behind his ear and goes back to sleep. I'll owe you one if you get him down for me. And do we have a toy? We probably don't.
We don't have. The new one we got from drums is music.
Okay.
But we don't have any toys with us, so we have 3 options. We can climb the tree to rescue Kenzie, medium survival. We can convince Kenzie to come down, hard communication, or we can leave the scene.
Leave the lazy cat and he's like kitten there. We have been very talkative lately and successful in that sense, so should we try that?
We have really good dice, but it is harder.
Yeah. We don't really... Well, we would get 2 green dice for the yellow, so... like,
yeah.
In a way, that would be nice, but...
And we have no convincing or climbing stuff with us, so we are again with our dice.
Yeah. I would say we'll go for the hard one, so we would have like 4 special die in that situation.
Sure, let's try that. These ones, and we're looking for faces, those masks, symbols, and hopefully at least 3, because it's a hard skill.
Good. Ooh,
that's
no.
1. So let's try again.
Probably not a good idea to talk to the kitten, but
we are trying to use our head, but doesn't appear to help us. We can only hope that it has a hidden book in there.
Oh god, no, let's see. Convince Kenzie.
It doesn't. We're going between 0 and 2.
Okay. Walking around the tree, you finally spot the source of the constant outcry, a tiny cream-colored kitten on one of the highest branches. You try to no avail to grab his attention, but he is far too stressed by the height to pay much attention to you. It's okay, I'll rescue him. Well, it's the father. It's okay, I'll rescue him. I just need a bit of a rest first. The orange cat curls into a roll, faint snores soon emitting from within the bundle of fur. The kitten's cry takes a long time to fade away as you slowly leave the... Oh god. Such a good parenting. Yeah. Well, actually, it doesn't say that it was this like his son, this like kitten, or was just some random kitten and he's used to get it down, but yeah.
So I'll return to the bottom of the event deck, and
yes,
that was the end of that scene.
Oh, yes.
Couldn't
actually, actually I had this one previously, and even then we couldn't get it down, so I have no idea what is going to happen in the story. Like I was wanting this time to figure out, like, do we get some good ending to this one? No, it's apparently destined for the kitten to stay at the tree. Yeah. Yes. So,
we tried our best, but couldn't help.
Yeah.
Moving to Wednesday.
Yeah. Awesome. So Wednesday there. And so we move to the Chaba area.
We're probably going to take us a quest, but I just show it that we are here. Yeah. Chaba would have a market and hot springs, and if it were winter time, it would also have a ski resort. But currently it's summer, so the ski resort is closed, and we can't visit that. So we have from our 2. Do we want to just continue the sawmill mystery, where we got evidence for Rowan being behind the arson plan?
Sounds good.
So we are going to report to Edrosia at the headquarters at the mill and meet Edrosia scene number 144.
Cool. While in the sawmill's office waiting room, you notice a female lynx is seated by you, holding a book to her chest. You are trying not to stare, but you feel like you have seen her somewhere before. She kind of looks like Jaonka, and you ask her if she is related. I am her sibling, Ahenka. I am trying to prove my big sister's innocence, and I got all the evidence I need right here, she claims, holding up her book. It is her old diary. I know it can prove Rowan is the real criminal here. The hitch is, she explains, the diary is written in some sort of code. You any good at cracking those? Her mission seems genuine, but you have a feeling she knows more than what she is letting on.
We can either decipher the diary, which would be like free for us, basically, almost, or we can try to intimidate Ahenka to reveal what she's hiding. And for that, we could use our drums to intimidate. And for that, it would give us, we can reroll 1 die up to 2 times, and we may choose a different die each time if we want. So we could use, like, reroll this even 2 times, increasing our chances to get the double faces from there.
Yep.
Do we want to decipher or intimidate?
Like the intimidating with drums sounds like such a cool idea that you're like drumming next to the person and be like, "Are you sure you're not doing it?"
If only for that,
so like do we just for that picture. You
can imagine a Keridai drumming in front of the lynx. It's like, tell me what you know.
Yes. For the first place that the guy has like she has a drum inside of her bag. It's like why in the world does she have that?
This is the reason. This is the reason
yes.
Why.
Yes. Okay.
So we are looking for communication icons, those masks, and we would like to get at least 2. We are currently at 2.
Yeah.
We probably don't want to take the full reroll.
Yep.
But we can use now the drums to reroll 1 die up to 2 die times. So usually we have to like up to 2 dice, but then they have to be at the same time. But this has a special one where we can like 2 instances of single die reroll, so we can try this one. Well, we're just reading our books. But let's drum a little bit more. The drumming did help. Did help.
Yeah. The drumming solos are so intimidating.
Yeah, so we got 4.
Hey, that's awesome. 4 is the best. Yes.
That's the best.
Yeah. All right. I will tell you everything I know. Please don't drum the drumming. Ahenka whispers when you're nearly scared the soul out of her. Oh god. Jaonka is from Galzyr, but after selling bad construction materials, she fled the country and came to Shabar. She opened the sawmill with Rowan, but when she confessed her past to him, he started blackmailing her. Jaonka fled and opened a new company in Jeston, but he started asking for money. I do not know anything beyond that, she insists, but Hilemo could help you. You just need to get him out of prison. To punctuate that, she offers you some tools that could help spring him up from jail. Ooh. You may swap one of your skill. Yeah.
So, do we want a thievery skill mark? Jaonka is or Ahenka is hinting that it might be useful for us on what we are going to do.
Prison breaking. Yeah. Like I was thinking that. Yeah. Like should we move our like? Was that either observation or like the
perception?
Perception. I was thinking that should we move it one way over so that we would still have like a good perception in a way, because it's like between those two. Like
yeah, well, we could even move like for example one knowledge if we really wanted to, because of our pocket encyclopedia. It might be like an overkill to have two of them.
Yes, true. Yep, sure. Let's do that. That sounds like.
So I'll put the new one here, and they stick out a little bit on the back like that. So it's I can also push from the back to get it out. So now we have like a really nice circle.
Yeah. Now we have a situation that we would never have a bad like.
Yeah,
like
we never have to roll
have
5 black ones.
Yeah. Total randomness there. Yeah. Okay, sure. So let's continue. Come on, continue. No. Enter into prison, a cold and ugly structure. Enter into prison, a cold and ugly structure. A crocodile sergeant halts you and asks your business. You tell him you're here to see Hilema. A porcupine guard guides you through the corridors to the windowless cell that holds the luckless looks. Hilema eyes you. Who are you? He timidly asks. You tell him your name and also whisper that you're here to set him free. Now, do you have a burglary tag? We don't.
We did get some thievery tools, but we don't have a burglary tag with ours.
Yeah.
And then he's asking, do we have an elite tag? we are not elite, so we don't have that either.
Sure. Nope. Okay, unlock the cell door or bribe the guard. We have a lot of money, so we would bribe the guard.
Yeah, we did get the thievery skill mark, but it's hard, so it's not definitely not easy, and our items won't help us in unlocking, so we'll be with our dice. So why not throw some like berry money on their way that we got from Jetsten. Yes. So in order to be able to pick this bottom option, we have to be able to pay the money. So if we didn't have enough, we would be forced to try to unlock. But I'll move us to 10, and we'll bribe the guard.
Whistling, you stage ignorance to a bag of gold you drop on the ground. Your foot giving it a gentle nudge towards the guard. Returning a nod of understanding, he scoops up the coins. He unlocks Hilemo's cell and instructs you to scram before anyone else sees you. All around you, prisoners bang on the bars and yell, outraged that they don't have a likewise figure to secure their freedom with bribes. Quiet, you louts! The porcupine barks at the rowdy criminals. Keeping your cool under the stern gaze of the guards, you pass on your way out, getting Hilema to safety, far away from the prison. I owe you my life, Hilema squeals. You gain 2 prestige. Hey, we're getting a lot of prestige.
We are up to 6.
Yeah.
And I returned the 252, which was the card that we took this quest from, or this scene, and 253 is Smoldering Wood, Part 3. Having released Hilema from the prison, he recommends you to visit Rovon, the owner of the Toplock sawmill, in his mansion. Hilema will wait for you in the Silver Mirror in hoping for you to solve the case favorably for him and Janka. And it's 2 spaces southwest of Sarevar. So here's Sarevar, and we also have a compass if you forget which direction is which. So southwest 2 spots over here, and there's even a picture of a sawmill over there. So we can go there to meet Rovon if we want to.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
And that's the end of scene. and going to Thursday. Same here. So we have 2 days left.
Yep.
We have our short lease, which would be also in here in Zabar. If we don't have time to do both, because it would take 1 turn to go here and then to the Rowan's mansion over here.
Yep.
But if we want to take the other quest here, we don't have enough time to go there. So should we this short lease? I'm not sure if I showed it, but here it is. One of my tenants in Zabar hasn't paid her rent for quite some time. She refuses to leave the house despite my warnings and disturbs the neighborhood. Gerald, a Zabarian caretaker, will give further instructions on how to handle the matter once you meet him at my property. Signed by Garhos the Stripe Polket Noble. So we could go meet Gerald to get rid of some some disturbing neighbors.
Yes. Yeah, should we leave a cliffhanger to the audience to figure out what will happen to the the Link's situation and go do this other quest? So
we could also we can continue in the next stream with the next guest. We could continue from this. We can play a different character, but move the stuff to the for example Bumir or some other character. But we can resolve the sawmill scene in the next one.
Yeah.
So we have two turns. Do we want to immediately go to try to take care of the tenant, or do we first want to visit some of the places on the in Zabar?
I think we should go see the tenant and or was it some it did it need some did I understand it was probably we have forcefully get a person out of the house apparently in that situation, if I understood that correctly.
More or less.
So should we get a weapon that we would have a better chance of getting them out? Because our we have to intimidate in drums, so we probably just drum our way out of the situation. So we probably do have enough materials.
Yeah. Yeah. We can try that. Yeah. But so do we want to visit the market or the hot springs before, or do we just go straight without drums?
Yeah. We probably should do this quest first, and then we can go relax in the hot springs probably after that. So if we are successful.
That sounds like a nice reward to end the game.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so let's go see the tenant. Yeah.
Or first we go meet the caretaker who will probably instruct us there. So it's the scene number 46.
46. You're one of the... just checking who is speaking. Okay, young Lynx. Okay. You're one of the... you are the one Garhog's hired to effect the tenant, a young Lynx asks while he sweeps the yard of an idyllic building. You confirm as much and ask where the uncooperative tenant is, pointing at the picturesque building behind him. An elder polecat, she's a real piece of work, Gerald warns. Loud, harasses me and the neighbors. Has not paid her rent in a couple of months to boot. I don't care how, but I need you to get her out of there. What might be the best way to get her to leave before confronting her directly? Do you have music tag? Do we have... Does
we
it have
do.
It? Yes!
Drums has a music tag.
So drum solos coming up. Okay, yes, we do have music tag. Or probably she's just liking the music or something. She frequently makes a ruckus. Perhaps you can give the old polecat a taste of her own medicine. You can be louder and more annoying than anyone else. That sounds like us. Oh, hey, that has some weird stars in the practice.
Yep, it's a special option. So it's marking that we have this new option because we had the music tag.
Okay. Well, probably.
So we can either practice playing music, bang the walls, or unlock the apartment doors.
Yes.
I guess we know where we feel good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We have something else to bang than the walls, so let's practice our drums.
Bang the drums.
Yeah, bang the drums. Oh god. You creep up next to the window and start playing your instrument, the best drums in the world, in a savage and aimless frenzy, making enough noise to wake the dead. In under a minute, the polecat throws open the door. What is this racket? What are you doing? She hollers at the top of her frail lungs. You introduce yourself as her new neighbor and tell her that you have to practice daily. You inform the polecat that she is at risk of being evicted by the lawful owner of the property on the grounds of general unpleasantness and neglect of regular rental payments. Well, now she's been all formal about this. Okay. If she wants to live here, she must pay rent. This is my home, she tidily crows, bearing long brittle fangs. I will not be driven from it. As you try to speak, she cuts you off. And you, sinking so low, working for the rotten noble Garhos and kicking the elderly out of their homes? Do you have an injured tag? We probably don't have an injured tag.
We are not injured.
Yes, so we have no injured. Noni, do we rationalize with her, which could be our... now it isn't our best way, but we have the encyclopedia that apparently helps in rationalizing with people that you know about some knowledge of the world, or intimidate or leave her. And are you writing in the chat?
I thought that this might be
nice.
Last voting.
Yes, sounds awesome.
So I added a poll that you can access in the chat on YouTube, and you can vote if we should rationalize with her, in which case we can use our pocket encyclopedia and 2 of our skill dice. We can intimidate her, which we could use 3 skill marks, or and we could also use our drums again to intimidate her. Yes. Or we can just
actually
leave her.
2 nothing. 3 skill marks. Sorry. No.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because we moved one of the no. There's no skill checks anymore where we could use all of our 4, but we are a little bit more have more variety in our approach.
Awesome.
There's
3
people
votes. Have voted.
And
let's see what's the result.
That's
well.
So far, 3 people have voted, so we're going to call it at that, and we're going to have to intimidate her because that's what you wanted to see. One person wanted to rationalize, and I'm sorry for you, but we're going with the majority here. So let's remove that and add a black one in. So this is our communication skill check dice pool. And we would like to get at least 2, and we can reroll 2 dice with drums. Annoy her even more.
Are you sure?
That's only 3, so I guess we're not going to take the full reroll.
No, yeah,
so,
sure. Let's just do a drum solo at the end.
So let's roll this one, and we have 2 single rerolls with the drums. And Mihaha is saying that it's great that they can choose how the story goes. Yeah, the YouTube voting is really great for that. Well, drumming did help us again. And we can still roll one more because of the drums. Didn't get any more, but we are at 4, which is quite often is enough for the best possible with medium. So let's see. 4 is the best here.
Frightening her to her core, the elderly poet is openly crying, promising she will leave today. Oh God, I'm a bit questioning our methods.
It wasn't. It was. We didn't take part in the voting.
Yes. Leaving her in tears, you depart the property and go to Zeral for your payment. He hands you some gold and whistles. Getting her out the same day you see her, making her cry. Making her cry. That is slick and cold as ice. I will tell Garhos to hire you the next time we have disappeared tenant.
We'll come with our drums.
But hey, we have two prestige, and we got coins. So, oh god. But the drums were apparently intimidating.
Two prestige, so up to 8.
Yes.
And 3 gold. So I'll rotate that. We are going to 13.
Yes.
And returning 1, 3, 8 back to the library. And we can skip the partners things because there were no partners, but I'm going to move 264 to the back of the quest lot. So this is how we move stuff from the library, like activate new quests by placing them at the back of this quest lot, so they slowly make their way to the notice board. And many of these, just FYI for Anton, the game doesn't yet have your prototype. When it asks you to move this, you can see if the card is there, but it might not be there.
Sure.
So going to Friday, which is our last day. So do we go and relax in the hot springs after a busy day of taking care of tenants?
Or a busy month of taking care of things, and like, yeah, sure. I'm up for some hot springs ahead.
So that's number 6 on the hot springs. So 6 is our last one.
6. Yes, let's check number 6. The end of wet feathers is the main attraction of Shabar, city of hot springs. Relaxing pipe music can be heard even before you enter, and upon going through the doors you are welcomed by the deep bow of an emperor penguin, the innkeeper Ranut. He squawks enthusiastically about how busy it is this time of year and how proud he is for his little resort. My staff can barely keep up with old peak season work. He looks at you for a brief moment. You don't happen to need a job, do you? Now, do we spend a day at the inn, or do we go actually do some work, or...
Didn't we come here to relax?
Yeah, we got the money, the 3 coins from the previous one, so like
we can use Garhos's money here.
Yes.
Let's spend our day.
Let's spend the day at the inn. Okay. You leave your possessions in the cozy room assigned to you and proceed outside the hot spring area. Oh no, are we gonna lose our money now?
We are
asked. Does the library have? Yeah. Okay.
278, and it is there. So yes.
Good. Yes. Various animal folk simmer in the warm water. Joining them, you close your eyes in the pool, enjoying the feeling of your energy slowly returning to you. Just as you're about to become fully relaxed, someone taps your shoulder. Okay. You turn to find a slender creature with a terrifying face and huge eyes staring at you. With a voice like a gravel rubbing together its sticks. Riches, unimaginable and never-ending pleasures. That and more can all be yours with just a snap of the fingers. If you follow my advice, that is... Okay, that was a gravel rubbing together. Oh god. Okay, that was not quite there, but something like that. The shadowy figure introduces himself as the Jafim, merely a humble servant looking for a new master. Okay. Oh god, he's a terrifying looking creature. Reinstum, your fortune awaits you in Reinstum. Oh god. Return all statues with wary tag to the library. Okay, so we got wariness off, but we didn't even have it in the first
Yes, we didn't have any, but if we were, we would be able to get rid of all the bad stuff. We get card number 0 from the library, which is actually our own power of mind. So this is one of the ways that you can actually get your special ability back even during a game.
And is this like it has the symbol on there, that small like animal folk face indicating that it's like your stuff apparently. Like
because for that there's the back of the rulebook has all the different icons in the game, so it's really easy and fast to reference them. And here we can see that we have the regular card symbol, and then we have this with the face one, and it says that when asked to take a card with this icon, pick the one matching the active player's adventure. So each of the adventure's special abilities number is 0. So now we took the one wearing Keridi's face on the card. Like here you can see that next to the on the way around really. If I can cycle the card. So here you can see it has a Keridi's face next to the card number 0, because all the different adventures have their own special abilities and they have their own faces next to it. So here's for example Boomer, and it has Boomer's face next to the card number 0.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's fast to reference all the different icons from back of the rulebook if any of them are forgotten. And go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that I really like sometimes in games when they have like keywords, it has like this huge amount of pages of keywords, but I really like that this game really like only has like 4 major keywords, and then
there's five keywords, and they're all listed on the left, and all the icons are listed on the right side and in the middle. And the keywords, after you have written or used them like once, they're really easy to remember what they are.
Yeah. So I really like that, and it's like and every time when we have like, what is that symbol? We're like, hey, okay, let's check the rulebook, and okay, there it is. Very intuitive.
Yeah, because most of the other rules in the game, you like get them after just reading the rules once, and usually when you have any questions, it's pretty much always answered in the back of the rulebook instead of having to go inside the rulebook actually.
Yeah.
Cool. And finally we get 278, which I already teased a little bit there. With your voice acting, I couldn't help myself. So that's Yafim, an II, and has a tag Advisor. While his company makes you uneasy, Yafim's wisdom can't be ignored. And if we choose to follow Yafim's advice, we would have to go to Rienstum. And in knowledge skill check, Yafim help gives us 1 success, and he would stick with us for 5 days. So we would take two matching timer tokens, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in the future, and the other one here on his card. Doesn't really matter too much because he's not going to leave us at the end of the game, but just showing how it would happen. And then we're going to Saturday. There's a timer token, which is here on our global status card Harmony, which is the reminder on how many rounds the game lasts when you're playing solo or cooperatively, and it was 8. And now we're going to play the scene number 200 named Gathering.
It's Friday. Oh yeah.
So Saturday, and then scene number 200.
After all the excitement, challenges, and adventure, it is time to unwind for a moment and reflect on your travels. I think we already did that in the hot springs, but anyway.
We got a friend.
Okay. Yes. now we have a person to hang around yeah. Well, okay. How many adventurers there were in this game? One epic adventure. Do you have an isolated tag? Yeah, I haven't seen this.
We do not have an isolated tag.
Yeah. I've been waiting, like, what will cause an isolated thing? Because apparently it is a big thing in this game. So like I haven't yet come across like what makes you isolated. Do you
it
have
makes
to be
sense.
So bad or
it makes sense when you find it.
Okay, cool. You head to the nearest inn, intent on treating yourself to a well-deserved evening, celebrating to this leg of your journey. Already from the outside, you can hear sounds of lively patrons suggesting that the establishment is quite full once again. Despite the noise, all heads turn as you enter, curious to see the new arrival.
And you're getting compliments by Miha for your voice acting.
Aha, thank you. Yes. I'll try my best. I can't help myself with this. Like, easier to like understand who is talking when you try to give a voice to it. So, yes. But now, do we throw a party or do we celebrate alone with our weird friend?
Should this be the last poll? Throw a party.
Yes. Oh yeah, sure.
Or celebrate alone, and throwing a party costs 5 gold, and we have 13 left, so we would be left with 8 if we throw a party. I think I have an idea which one people will vote, but let's have a voting.
Probably.
So you can now in the chat you can vote if we would like to spend 5 gold or celebrate alone in some dark corner with Chaffim.
They probably don't want to be in the dark corner with Chaffim. Oh god.
We have 3 votes and all 3 are for throwing the party, so let's go.
Oh, okay. No. We'll give some money away.
I'm going to down to 8 gold, like that, yes. And we are going to throw a party. And now it's asking how much prestige did we get, and we got 8 prestige. So next to the best, almost the best, but not quite.
Yeah,
just one more, and we would have gotten the best one.
Yep. Oh, yeah, sorry.
If you want to do the honors.
Yeah. I shall do the honors. Okay. Everyone recognizes you as you strut into the bar. They cheer and marvel at seeing... Actually, we were just before we were the new arrival, and now that we offered the drinks, everyone knows us. So, coincidence? Probably. They cheer and marvel at seeing someone so famous. You buy a round of drinks for the patrons who are all swarm around you in adoration. With a single command, you unleash a party that consumes the whole building.
I guess we're also drumming our drums there.
Drum solos go all the way.
A single command of the drums.
Yes. You recall a captivated audience with tales of your most daring exploits with the drum through to the next day. Once the party is finally finished, the place is littered with stuff left behind from the party. You help the innkeeper clean up, who offers for you to take anything left over that you want. Ooh. So you may swap one of your skill marks for any other skill mark. You are famous!
We are famous!
Yes.
I think our drums were the MVP here.
Exactly. Okay, encyclopedia drums, like what else do you need in your life?
Like spyglass, we barely used it.
Yes, like once. Okay, but now the question is, what do we change? Do we, like... Yeah, do we keep ourselves the same or do we want different? Like, I don't know. Is it a good idea? Yeah, I don't know. Is it a good idea to have the move them more symmetrical, like the purple skill, okay, I forgot what the name was. The purple to the orange one. Would that make it more symmetrical and easier for the next time if you would play with this character? But
Yeah, and
right now
a lot depends on what items do you have, and do you want to keep the items that you do have. Like drums can in explore, which is under survival, can reroll also 2 dice. So if we want to like maximize our use of the drums, we might want to get one survival. Or spyglass helps rerolling also in explore and sneaking. So depending, it really depends on what items, and do we really like our items and would like to keep them for the next game, or are we really like, or we are not going to use drums anymore too much, then we might want to get rid of the communication, for example. It really depends on what kind of build you want to do and which kind of approaches you want to have in any given situation.
Yep.
But I don't think it matters too much, because we're probably going to swap for a new character for the next game. I think it might be Boomir's time to shine, for example. And of course then we are going to all the time ask, do you have a scholar or swim tag, which are the carry dice tags, so pretty sure on that.
Yes.
So why not, let's just swap, for example, the perception away.
Yeah, perception.
For the survival. Looks so nice. If we want to keep drums and drumming away, that would probably be quite good with that. And there's even the sneak one in spyglass, so we can reroll this die with sneaking, so that might be quite optimal, given that you don't want to change your items.
Cool.
But it really depends on if you want to change your items at some point.
Yes.
So that's end of that game and goes back to the first, and I thank Anton for your great voice acting and having a lot of fun and keeping me company here. And Anton has a nice YouTube channel. It's in Finnish, so but there are some, I know there are Finnish people in the chat, so there's a link in the description, so go and subscribe to his channel to see some board gaming goodness.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been lately playing the Dawn of Peacemakers, which is Sami's masterpieces. But like, if you wanna check it out, like I have previous, I was planning today to do a solo play, but then it wasn't feeling quite good, and then actually it was like a blessing to have this one, because it felt like this was a good thing to have. But let's see, like probably tomorrow, I don't know, we are gonna talk with Sami, like Sami's gonna join me with one session of this. So if you're interested in Dawn of the Peacemakers, that is also in my channel.
Anton has played three scenarios, and we're going to play the scenario number 4 together on his channel on one of the upcoming days. So subscribing there, you will get notified when it goes live.
Yes, and if you want to find out what I more think about this, the Land of Galzyr, I'm planning of doing the review for it in like coming week or 2. Let's see how many plays I get before I feel like I have enough touch of it.
Spoilers, he hates it.
Yes,
he can't stand. He can't stand.
Yes, as you can see, I'm very, very like not liking this game and the things that it brings. Yes, but
Miha is asking when you get the chance to change a skill marker only at the end or some other time too. We got in our game we got 2 chances actually to change the skill marks. We didn't start with thievery and we didn't start with survival, so we actually swapped out 2 marks. And there are some places where you might go intentionally to swap out your skill marks. Don't want to spoil too much, but yet they are there, and end of the game is also one of the places where you might be able to swap them out. So you don't get to swap them out like all at once, but slowly you can move and adjust your character to be exactly how you want it to be.
Sure. But I really especially like that it has these like random events, but has these like places that you can actually know. Like for now, if we want to get some money, that we know, okay, there is the place in the spa place that we can actually get things from there, or we can go to the what was the
Gardens.
Gardens, yes, and like so it's a nice that when you play more and more you learn to like that it's less more random things happening, more of like intentionally you need something you know about where to find it, maybe like
and even in
at
this
least
game,
for now it feels like it. Yeah.
And even this game we learned that in Hot Springs you can actually, at least sometimes, you can get your special ability back that I guess Anton didn't know quite yet.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking when it says 000, I was like, okay, this must be like some that it's like you haven't written it yet. I didn't like get like it's actually the ability that we used before. Like for some reason, I was like, okay, well, it doesn't exist like the 000, but then I like for some reason didn't realize that it's actually the card that we had. So it's like a nice ability that.
And the game does come with. Let's see if I have it here. It comes with this. Travel guide that has an introduction about the whole region, but it also has descriptions of all the different places on the game board that you can study and read through. And well, Anton's copy is the previous one I forgot to send his to her to with the copy, but you're going to get it later. But you also have like an early version of this, but the game will come with one of these, and you can use this to get some sort of idea, like what you might expect if you go to Sarevar, if you visit the museum, or if you visit the metal factory, for example. So you can get some vague idea of what might happen in different places. But of course, you learn the most when you actually go there. But that's the locations and the numbers here. Those are the ones that are going to be shuffled like the most, depending on which month and which day you go there. So you might get surprised when you go to the hot springs that this didn't happen last time, or I didn't see Yaffim last time. Now I did see him. So those are the things that we are going to. They're quite static, yes, in the current version, but we are going to add a lot more variation in them in the final game. So you're going to have surprises when you visit the places where you think that you knew what would happen, but it might have some surprises.
How many pages did you say that, like, was it this game or where did I hear that it has like the amount of text that the game has in the, like the final version is like same as you would have like in 10 books or something, like it's like huge amount of text that this game has inside of it.
The storybook will have over 300,000 words, and because that doesn't make a lot of sense for people, it has the same amount of text that in the two first books in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And one of those is like this, and it has like this is 2/3 of those. And like a regular sized novel has 100,000, so this is like 3 regular sized novels, but Lord of the Rings books are a bit like 50% thicker than like a regular sized novels. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't include a printed version of the book, but rather you can use it on your device. This is a little bit thinner than the book would otherwise be.
Like I think you should just make it for like a April Fools or something, that you would like actually make the printed version, because there would be probably people that would want to buy it just for the
here's this book that you can purchase for 500 euros. Do you want it?
Yes. And then you could like, just because you could have and then you could like have the authentic like board games and digital, like there are those who like don't want anything to do with digital stuff, so they would have the authentic feel of going through and finding the right passages. Yes. Okay, but yes, like it's like right now, how much have you like written? Because there are quite many like empty, and there are like parts where you say it's like okay, story here and stuff. Yeah. But approximately how much have you written of the full?
We have currently written like a little bit over half, and we have a really good idea of what the rest will be. We just have to write them out. So we have big plans, and there's like also going to be one huge ongoing story that will last about 1 in-game year. So the whole story will last like 12 games, and all players will be able to affect that story by doing various actions in there. So that's no part of that is not yet in the prototype that you have, unfortunately. But that's something that players will have to figure or see by themselves when the game is actually released next year.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, but this was very fun. And thanks for having me, and good that our lizard folk got. Actually, what were we like?
Kedidai is a northern banded newt. So
newt. It was a newt. Yeah. So it's basically a lizard. Yeah.
He's actually newts are amphibians, so they're actually not lizards, but close enough.
Okay. And actually, it's funny that when you read through the passages, you learn actually a lot about some animals, because it's been fun that they're like human. They talk and stuff, but they act still like what the animal would act like, that cat that would be in a tree and stuff like that. But there are a lot more other passages. Like I've been thinking, what kind of research have you been doing for this game? Actually, like
a lot,
because there are so many different animals in the game.
Yeah, we try to lean into their strengths and weaknesses, that they don't just feel like humans with animal shapes, but rather animals who act like humans. So that's the difference that we are aiming for.
True. And I love the Easter eggs that the rulebook has and stuff in there's a card called Dawn of the Peacemakers and stuff. I was like, I see what you did there. And
because
so many, if you know Day of Merchants, the viewers, if you see some cards, you're like, I can see that's totally from Day of Merchants cards and stuff.
Because the rulebook has all the different card types and explanations of them. But I didn't want to spoil people when they read here an example. Here is an item, but you can see that it's a whirligig from Day of Merchants 1, the Ocelot number 3, and so you can read the rules without spoiling yourself of anything that's actually in the game. So these are all fake cards that are not. Okay. They are not in the game actually.
Okay. But actually, I think I have seen one reference. There was a mention of ocelots in one of the cards, and I'm pretty sure that because this game has the ocelots, this game it has the ocelot. There was an ocelot relic, and I was so sure that it might be because this apparently, if I understood the timeline correctly, that this one, the Lands of Galzyr, is the newest in the timeline. If I understood
the timeline goes first Dawn of Peacemakers, then about 700 years, so quite a long time, and no individuals in Dimir live quite as long, so there's no same characters, but the same animal folks and cultures and stuff like that. Then it's Lands of Galzyr, and then it's 5 to 10 years, because depending on how many games you play and so forth, it's a little bit vague intentionally, because you can play this 50 times if you want to. And then it's Day of Merchants, so this happens a little bit before Day of Merchants, as these two characters, Bumir and Mor, are playable characters also in Day of Merchants collection. So these are the younger years of what they did before they went up and take part in the trading competition that takes place in the Day of Merchants collection.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, really how these tie up together, such a nice world that you have been building here. And apparently did I understand correctly that this now I can Kuukasjärvi, or who was the co-designer of this game? Seppo? No, or was it Seppo
Kuukasjärvi. So he's the co-designer, and he's been part of the team for Day of Merchants as well, where he's been helping with the world building and stuff, and now he's giving even more credit in this game for coming up with some of the other stuff as well. But of course the rulebooks have the full credits of everything, so it's not, I'm not doing everything myself, even though it can sometimes seem that way.
Exactly. Yeah, but you can see that there has been a lot of love in the story and the decisions of what is in the game, that it feels like it's part of the same universe. That when I've been playing the Dawn of Peacemakers or the Day of Merchants stuff, that it's fun that it's part of the similar world, but it's totally different type of games, but in a way that it's the same universe.
For example, first idea was to position Lands of Galzyr like a few hundred years after Dawn of Peacemakers, so like between Dale of Merchants and Dawn of Peacemakers. But in that case, we would not be able to use any characters from either of those series. So that's why we decided actually to move this to be closer to Dale of Merchants, so we can actually show you familiar faces, and because collection has 55 character cards, there's huge amount of potential to show those characters again in a new light. So that's why we moved the timeline and make this like happen later in the timeline compared to the original idea. But it had to be before Dale of Merchants, just so we can fit these two guys in really nicely, because they have like settled down a little bit in the collection because they are taking part in boring training competition, and this is like their younger years where they're young and wild.
But love it. Yes, awesome. So
you're spoiling your preview.
No, bad, but not good.
or no idea. No, not going to say.
No comment. Yeah, but and like really like this, that get to talk to you and like actually play the game before I like give the final thoughts, because I was just thinking that like some of those, like, was that a glitch in our game, or was it like part of the like that app glitch? Like now it hasn't been doing it after like we played, and I have no idea what we did there. So
I think it's the start over button, and I will add a like button next to the next to the scene, a bubble where you can type in like go here instead, and maybe if you're like typing something in the scene thing, you will be asked, are you sure you want to start over at this point? Or maybe it can even gray it out or something. But that's also because the Mikko Saari actually requested the feature to be able to write the number and go to the scene directly. It wasn't there before, so it's quite a new addition, so that's also why it might have some bugs in it before.
Yeah, and it was nice to see that, like, I was dumb enough to always write the 0 in front, and I was always like, if it's like 005 like 50, I would write like 0050 in the app, and I was thinking like, why does it take so long? Why couldn't I just write 50? And I've never tried it actually out, but now when I saw you type it, I was like, okay, that's like makes sense. Like I could just write
I coded in a way that you can use either way.
Yeah. So awesome. Hey. But I'm satisfied for now, and like if people want to see more of me and Sami playing games together, like you can join us in the upcoming Dawn of Peacemakers and see how we go.
Link there in the description. You can find that there. It's all still weird to do this.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.